Welcome to the first live edition of POSTCAST after the game. David Locke along with Ron Boone. Ace Bailey thrives in his debut. Bryce Sensabaugh shooting is carried over. The Jazz defense has as well, evidently. We'll touch on all those coming up. I'm David Locke along with Ron Boone. The Utah Jazz fall to the Houston Rockets in their first preseason game, 142-127. And Ron, the first thing everyone's want to talk about is that of Ace Bailey. What did you see from the youngster today?
I was very impressed. I was very impressed looking at offensively because there wasn't a lot of defense, I think, in the ball game. But offensively, I thought he looked very comfortable. I think when I look at guys like that, David, you wonder, okay, how many professional players has he played against? And what did he learn playing against those professional players before he got here? And, 19-year-olds, you wouldn't think would have that type of confidence going up against some of these guys. So I was very impressed with him offensively for sure.
One of the biggest questions about him was whether he was a ball hog and whether, because he shot so much at Rutgers, playing with Joey from Staten Island, and whether he took what his shot selection was. He takes 16 shots tonight in 31 minutes. I don't have this exactly. I think he was 4 of 8 at one point. So I believe he finished the night hitting 7 of his final 8 shots. What did you see in regards to shot selection and playing with teammates?
I didn't see a bad shot. I thought he was very comfortable with the shots that he actually took. He was 11 for 16 from the field. And I thought all of his shots that he took were within himself. I mean, he didn't force it or anything like that. Now, he's 6'9". Now, he has the capability of shooting with a hand in his face or shooting over the top of people. So I'm not saying that anything like that would be a bad shot for him. You see Kevin Durant do it all the time. And I think Bailey's going to learn and probably going to be pretty good at that.
There was one play that there was 2 things that jumped out at me. Will Hardy pregame talked about we need to find a way to get Ace opportunities and not put him in isolation as a young player. That's really what he'd studied Kevin Durant. He studied Jayson Tatum. He kind of referenced those things as moments that he was looking at. And there was a play where they set a pin down for him and he came on the curl and he just hit a 15-foot jumper. I mean, I really think like if he can play off a pin down on the corner, which is hard because in the NBA, that's a hard thing. In preseason, it's fine. But eventually guys are going to have an elbow up on you. It's going to be physical. You're going to have a hard time getting free. But if he does get free, you go under, he pops out for the 3, you trail him, he's making that curl. That's what Lowry's made a name for himself. And that's a really interesting opportunity for him.
Yeah, you learn those things the more you get an opportunity to think about doing it. You want to get it to the point where it's all muscle memory and you don't have to think about what are you supposed to do in certain situations. That pin down you were talking about, that was his first bucket of the ball game. And I think it was a design play to start the basketball game off. He comes out, and that was like a mid-range 15-footer that he knocked down. Coaches like to get young players like that an opportunity to score early. Taylor Hendricks hits his first shot, and all of a sudden he's rolling there as well.
The storyline coming in, whereas obviously the debut of Ace Bailey. The other one I would say would have to be Taylor Hendricks returning to the floor. With the injuries to Filipowski, Markkanen, he ends up starting tonight and could not have looked more comfortable. There's areas where he still has lots of improvement and things of that nature, but he could not have looked more comfortable.
27 minutes, and I thought that was just about right for him. Offensively, he looked good. He scored. His shots were not forced, and he 4 for 8 from the 3-point line, and so I thought he looked good. 4 rebounds in 15 points in 27 minutes. And again, and I know I harp on this all the time, but guys that can be impressive and can get the eye of a coach when you're out there a certain period of time and you get the job done.
He just looks so comfortable. I mean, and we got word beforehand that he's been shooting it very well. I think he still has to learn the game. I think we have to remember he's only played 42 NBA games. We're not sure. He got hit on a bunch of backdoor cuts. We're not sure whether that was because of the way they're playing their zone defense or whether that was because of something he was doing. But there's a lot for him to learn in the game. But the one thing he did seem to really bring with him, and he's not having a problem, is shooting. And that's a good sign because coming off an ankle injury, you could lose your balance, you could lose some strength issue, you could lose some and he does not seem to be having a problem there.
Well, I don't think so either. And the summer had a lot to do with the way he's playing right now. Obviously, he worked very, very hard. Obviously, he's worked very, very hard on his body. But the confidence came, I think, over the summer, playing hard like that, cutting to the basket, and now there's no pain, or you don't feel like you're going to hurt yourself again, the way you're playing. So I think all of that was that confidence came during the summer when those guys was playing each other.
And he's played a lot. He was telling me that he really played for the first time in Spain at the NBA Players Association location, which is, and he did that, I believe he did that in late July. So he's been out on the floor for quite some time playing 5-on-5, and he looked that way. The other one I would say, and I don't want to overstate it tonight, there's just a lot of details I don't know from a coaching staff standpoint, but Kyle Filipowski has not participated very much in training camp yet with that back injury, and there is an open starting spot somewhere on the team, and I would say that, we'll have to watch a little bit more of what he's doing, but the way he did it tonight, I would say he probably earned himself a little bit of a real look at possibly, if he's that comfortable on the floor, and he at least as comfortable as he looked to be to me, I think he's given himself a chance to be a starter on this team.
Well, not only a starter, David, but I think for the most part, even Bryce Sensabaugh as well, looking at being the rotation player, meaning that, okay, I'm in the rotation. I know I'm going to get 20 to 25 minutes a game, or whatever, 16, maybe 20 or something like that. But at least you're part of the rotation to the point where you can play yourself into more minutes, or get the possibility of playing yourself into a starting position. These are young players that really have to learn how to play this game. And minutes to do it for them.
David Locke along with Ron Boone. Today's show, POSTCAST, brought to you by Peloton. Ron Boone's got a Peloton. I think still.
I do.
I think he might have used it at some point in time. But
During
COVID, Peloton continues to make it even better for you out there right now with Peloton. New Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. It's the most advanced equipment yet, designed to give you real-time guidance, endless ways to move, whether you're running, lifting, or cross-training with your favorite instructors. The training reimagined. Peloton is building through breakthroughs with tools that help you plan, stay motivated, and reach for peak performance. The swivel screen is a game changer. You can go on running on the tread to strength training without missing a beat, and personalizing class recommendations keep you engaged. You get the workouts tailored to your vibe and energy level each week. So let yourself run, lift, flex, and push forward. Explore the new Peloton cross-training tread today at onepeloton.com. I will say the new Peloton one in the Houston hotel was quite nice today. Today also brought to you by FanDuel. Get into the action. FanDuel football season is here. With your first $5 bet, if you win, you get $300 in bonus bets. So get in the action now at FanDuel with all the football season going on, Major League Baseball playoffs, WNBA finals, or the NBA season coming right around the corner. Do it all at FanDuel.com. That's FanDuel.com. Bryce Sensabaugh was the best Jazz player in Summer League. We all talk about Kyle Filipowski winning the MVP of Summer League, but if we go back to Salt Lake, he was a dominant force, and he looked every bit that offensively. We saw his whole package offensively tonight. 6 3-pointers and 10 attempts. We also saw it once they closed out hard on him. He went back to his Ohio State bully ball a little bit. He really could. Thurl Bailey in our Locked On interviews, bold prediction was that he would be the second leading scorer on this roster. That's not crazy.
Whoa. That is saying a lot, but you're also looking at a guy that's going to get 20. He played 26 minutes tonight. I don't see him playing much more than that. And if he's going to be the second leading scorer on this team, he's going to have to be on fire, every night.
Keyonte George tonight, 9 assists, 28 minutes. He's been the story of the summer. He's been the story of camp, that he has been the one who's been the best. Everyone's so impressed with his maturity, with the approach he's in. What did you see differently about Keonte George tonight?
I thought he was so under control. I didn't think he really made a bad pass. I didn't think he really made too many bad decisions out there as well. He just looked comfortable and good. And remember how he finished the season last year, coming off the bench, because the early part of the year they wanted to be the point guard, and he just was uncomfortable there. Now it seems like he's embracing that and playing very much under control. 27 minutes tonight, 11 shots, right on, but 9 assists. So excellent ball game for him.
And what were his turnovers? He didn't feel like he didn't have anyone. Wow. Wow, 9. I was just going to say, it didn't feel like he was sloppy. It seemed like he was in control. I mean, this was not a defensive game. Jazz shot 56% from the field, 44% from 3. Rockets did equally the same. Rockets scored 44 in the second, 40 in the third, and 33 in the fourth. This was preseason level defense. There are different tiers of basketball, but no turnovers. That's Keyonte just playing with a different level of confidence. And he was guarded by Amon Thompson, who probably wasn't going full throttle, but Amon Thompson's one of the 5 best defenders in the NBA, and that's who had his mark early in the game.
As long as Keyonte doesn't feel like, I haven't had a shot in a while, I need to get a shot up, or I need to score and all that he can shoot a great percentage just by the way he played tonight. But the important thing is running the team and being so much under control. And that's where his value, I think, is going to be with this team.
Do you have a new favorite player on the roster after tonight?
Not yet.
Not Yousef Nurkic is not your new favorite player yet?
I like him. I really like him. And if he's going to be a backup to Kessler, that means you're getting something different out of your centers, which means that Will is going to be able to run something different when Nurkic is on the floor, run something different when Kessler's on the floor, that kind of thing. And Kessler is going to be more of a shot blocker maybe, or rim runner in the dunker, whereas Nurkic put him away from the basket. And you notice whenever he caught the basketball, say 15 feet away, he was looking to pass. He was looking for cutters, that kind of thing. So
he finished with 7 assists tonight, 8 rebounds, 12 points. I think Walker could really learn a lot from the way he uses his body and is able to be an offensive facilitator without being a shooter.
Okay, then he's got to learn how to do that. And maybe he can learn by watching Nurkic what he does in certain spots. But that's part of his game that he has to learn how to do. And I think he also needs to learn how to score down in the paint. I mean, be that guy that he just needs to be effective when you're giving the ball down in the paint.
Okay. Defensively, the Jazz were not good tonight.
No, neither team was.
And is that just preseason, or do you think Will Hardy's going to be upset with this?
It's preseason for sure, and you're playing a lot of guys. And again, like I mentioned earlier, most times your offense is ahead of your defense, and this is the first preseason game. So I'm sure he's upset, and he'll let the team know that certain things that was done out there in the floor he was very not happy with. But he'll go back and look at the film and try to correct some of those things. But deep down inside, he knows that this is the first game of the preseason, and that's it.
No Jazz notes in the preseason.
No, it's not. That's a good idea.
No Jazz notes in the preseason, but Jazz notes will return. We'll put Lacey on the task. Good audience today. Thank you very much. I just saw the number. Super fun to have you guys all back involved. We're glad to be here for you with POSTCAST coming after every single game. Jazz lose it tonight, 140-127, but Ace Bailey's 25 leads the way. Bryce Sensabaugh's 24 and an improved Keonte George. All good signs for the Jazz in this first preseason game. Thanks so much for tuning in here to Locked On Jazz. I'll be back with you tomorrow with a full episode. This has been POSTCAST with Ron Boone.